Welcome guys. In this section, I will show you how to integrate database to your Cypress automation tests. Okay, so this process is very simple. You just need to know how all these dots are connected together so that you can get the data from database and you can input into your Cypress test. Okay, so this is one of the famous topic and people are asking me very much to add this, so I thought of having a quick section which explains all these topics. Right, so first, to get this database integration to Cypress, first you need to have one SQL server with you, right? And then only I will be able to demo this. So let's get started by setting up SQL server in our system. So instead of wasting much time of having it in our local, let's use Cloud SQL Server, and you can directly connect to the cloud server and get the data and plug in into your Cypress test. Let's see how to do that. So SQL Server download. So when you start with this Google search, in their official website, there are different products available for you to download. So let's use Cloud SQL Server because it is very fast and easy to set up, and you can start working instantly instead of having one setup for your local. So this is clouded and hosted in Azure. So Azure is going to provide us this SQL Server in cloud. So let's get started. You can create one free account of Microsoft Azure. So I will now show step-by-step instructions on how to do that. So when you start free, so you should provide your username and password and then login. So if you don't have one account, you can go ahead and first create one account. So then you will have username and password. With those details, you can just go ahead and log in, right? So let me start. I have my login details already available. So this will take up you to Azure sign on page. So I am getting this page because I already have an Azure account. In your case, you will get a registration form and it will ask a credit card details, but don't worry, they will not deduct you. You have to manually approve it to be a paid subscription for this. So first 1.5 month it's free. So thereafter it will not automatically renew. It will ask you to permission for renew, and then only it will deduct from your credit card. So you can safely give your details and that will not have any impact and it will not deduct anything. Okay, so you will get a form, fill up all these form, give the details, and then you will be landed onto directly home page. So once you land on the home page, next time when you try to log in, this is how you get it, right? So we will use existing subscription because first 45 days is a trial, right? So let's not go and sign up for pay. I will just tell go and use existing subscription because we are in trial period. Okay, so this is the home page of Azure. So it will provide lot of cloud services. It will give us virtual machines, accounts, databases, Kubernetes. So if you want to learn and master in Azure, there is one course of mine which explains Azure DevOps from scratch. I would recommend you to go over that tutorial, and you will be able to understand how to build CI/CD pipelines, everything using Azure. Okay, but in our case, in this topic, we just need to create one SQL server. For that reason only we are using Azure. So select create resource. So that will take up to this page, and here we need SQL database, right? Select the SQL database. Right, so initially for the first 45 days you will have subscription, so you by default that will be selected, and next you can provide your database name. So my database name is Rahul Shetty Academy. Okay, so this have a it's matching, and server, so you should create one a SQL server here. So in my case there is already one existing server, but you can just select this create new and create a new server for you. Let me also do the same. Okay, so server name will be RSA Rahul Shetty Academy DB demo. So this is my server name, and you have to give server login RSA, and password, let's say winter12. Okay, I'm just giving some random password. So you should remember all these details because these are your connection details. This you should pass later in your Cypress test to connect to your cloud database. So click on OK, and this is the new server we are using, and this is the database name. Alright, looks good. So with these details I would just say review and create. Okay, before that you have to select a resource group. Again, for the first time when you are doing this, you won't have it. So just select create new and just give one name. So Azure will group your resources under this group. That's all. It's just an umbrella where all your databases or virtual machines go. Just give one name and that's it. So let's go and create it. Looks good. So it's saying $15 per month, but you will be charged only after 45 days. That too with your authentication only. If you don't provide authentication, then it will not detect. You will just lose the service of accessing this database. That's all. Let's go ahead and create it. It will take few minutes to complete the deployment. So be patient. So you can see the progress. RSA DB demo. This is our server name. So server is created successfully. And in the server, it is trying to create a database called Rahul Shetty Academy. Perfect. That is also done. Okay. So a SQL server can have multiple databases, right? So we have created one database so that you can create new tables in that database. So to create a database, you need one SQL server. That also we did. So now let's go back to home page and you will see all the listed resources here. So these are the two things we just created. Okay, and this is our database, Rahul Shetty Academy's database, which is present in this RSA DB demo server. It's created for us. You can go inside it, and here you will have more details about these, like what is the resource group name, and connect with, if you want to connect with any data studio, all the details will be presenting here. So this is your actual server name, .database.windows.net. Okay, so you have successfully created one Cloud SQL server. Your next goal is to add a table in the database so that the values what you are going to add now can be retrieved later from our Cypress test. So the goal of doing this is that if you have some data, then we can start plugging that data and connect it into Cypress test. To set up that data, we are doing all this work now. Okay. So go to query editor where you can go and create new tables. So it is asking login and password, which you just created. So login, and give the password. So click on OK. And here it's telling that cannot open server requested by this login because we have to add this IP address to the server. Okay, it will virtually create one IP address for you. So you should add that into firewall rule so that you will be able to log in and query to this SQL server. So just go to this set server firewall, and here, so this is your client IP address. Add client IP, and that's all. That should take care of it. Save, and then just try to log in again with these details. So let's go back to home page again, select that specific database, query editor, and now you try to log in. Perfect. You see that it logged in, right? So this is your Rahul Shetty Academy database, and now let's try to create a new table into this database. So I will copy paste the basic query. So this is a persons table. It takes input of person ID, his last name, first name, and the city they were located. With these four details, you can create a new record in this person's table. So I will run this query. So this way a new table will be created in your database. Perfect. You see that query succeeded. And now when you expand these tables, you should see a new table called persons. Now next you have to add some values into this table. So let me paste that query. So I'm not going in depth and explaining all the SQL query because our goal in this section is just to create one SQL server so that you can work with Cypress. Right. So this is one new record I'm adding into that table. So let me select this query, run. Perfect. So one record we added. So let me tweak this Tom B and I'll write another name, Jesse Southway. I'm just trying to add multiple records. Perfect. So I will just give a query saying select star from persons just to make sure that records are being written. Select that. Awesome. So you have successfully created SQL server and you create a database, and in that database now you have one table, and in that table you have records. Okay. Now your goal is to plug in all these to your Cypress test and input them into your web browser application by retrieving the values from your database. That is our next ultimate goal, right? Let's set up Cypress project and then add this SQL Server plugin. So we will get again from scratch. I will go ahead and create Cypress project. So you can refer their official documentation if you have never created any new project. So it's very simple, guys. So you have to go to the project path. So right now I will try to do this in Visual Studio Editor. So open folder. I created one empty folder called Cypress DB. Let me see where it is. Yeah. So I will import this folder. So right now this folder do not have anything. Okay, it's an empty folder. So go to terminal and yeah, from here you should give this command npm install cypress save dev so that all the Cypress dependencies will be installed under this project, and you will also see some pre-installed scripts also. Okay, Cypress framework will also give you some already existing scripts and some folders as well by default so that you can directly start working on it. So it will take 2-3 minutes to get installed. So it has to download that, unzip and finish installation in your system under this path. Perfect. So installation is complete. Now you can invoke Cypress dashboard. So if you want to open Cypress dashboard after you install Cypress, then there is a command which will help you to do that. Yeah, opening Cypress. So to open that, you have to go to the path of node modules bin directory and you should give this Cypress open. So open is a keyword which will help you to open the dashboard. But as a shortcut, I recommend you to just use this npx. So if you use npx, by default automatically it sets this path at runtime. You need not give this. Okay, so it will go and search it in node modules when you provide npx. So let me go ahead and open the terminal. So from Cypress dashboard, so when you trigger that, automatically some files will be created for you which supports Cypress way of automating the things. So let's give some time so that it will be ready and you can get started with SQL Server plugins.